She married a broke single dad to save her family. They didn't know he was a billionaire. The morning Elena signed the marriage contract, her hands were trembling so badly she could barely hold the pen. Not from excitement, not from love, but from desperation. The kind of desperation that hollows out your chest and leaves nothing behind but the cold, mechanical need to survive. She looked across the table at the man she was about to marry, Marcus, a quiet, broad-shouldered single father with worn-out shoes and a gentle sadness in his eyes, and she told herself this was just a transaction. A temporary arrangement. A sacrifice she was willing to make so her mother wouldn't lose the house, so her little brother could keep going to school, so her family wouldn't fall completely apart. She didn't know, in that moment, that she was about to step into a life that would shatter every assumption she had ever made about people, about wealth, and about what it truly means to be loved. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the quiet miracles that happen when we least expect them, please like this video, drop a comment below, share it with someone who needs to hear this today, and subscribe to Kindness Corner. Stories like this one exist to remind us that we are never as alone as we feel. Elena had grown up understanding sacrifice. She was 26 years old and had been the backbone of her family since her father walked out when she was 16, leaving behind a mountain of debt and a mother too broken by grief to carry it alone. Elena had worked 2 jobs through college, sent money home every month, and smiled through exhaustion because someone had to. When her mother's medical bills began piling up alongside the overdue mortgage notices, Elena had quietly started calculating what she could sell, what she could give up, what version of herself she could trade away to keep the people she loved safe. Marcus had come into the picture through a mutual acquaintance, a quiet, almost awkward arrangement that both of them approached not with romance but with honesty. He needed a stable home environment documented for a custody battle over his 4-year-old daughter, Lily. Elena needed financial support to save her family. The agreement was simple on paper: they would marry legally, live together respectfully, help each other through their immediate crises, and revisit everything in a year. No love required. Just decency. What Elena noticed first about Marcus was that he never once made her feel small. He listened when she spoke. He cooked simple dinners without being asked. He drove her mother to doctor's appointments and waited in the hallway reading picture books to Lily without complaint. His apartment was modest, a second-floor walk-up with mismatched furniture and crayon drawings taped to the refrigerator, and Elena assumed, without much thought, that his financial struggles were as real as her own. He wore the same few shirts. He drove a 10-year-old sedan. He clipped grocery coupons and made Lily's Halloween costume by hand. Nothing about him suggested anything other than a hard-working man doing his honest best. The first crack in that assumption appeared 3 months into their arrangement, when Elena came home late from her shift to find a stranger in a dark suit sitting in their living room, speaking to Marcus in hushed, urgent tones. When she walked in, the conversation stopped immediately. The man in the suit stood, nodded politely, and left without introduction. Marcus said it was nothing, an old business associate, and changed the subject so smoothly that Elena almost believed him. Almost. Then there was the hospital incident. Lily developed a sudden fever that spiked dangerously in the middle of the night, and they rushed her to the emergency room in a panic. Elena watched Marcus approach the front desk and speak quietly to the administrator. Within minutes, not hours, not after paperwork, not after insurance verification, Lily was in a private room with a specialist standing over her. Elena told herself hospitals just worked that way sometimes. She didn't question it. She was too busy holding Lily's small hand and whispering that everything was going to be okay. It was Lily herself who finally told the truth, the way only children can, accidentally and completely. One evening, while Elena was helping her with a puzzle, Lily looked up with her big, serious eyes and said that her daddy used to have a really big house with a pool and that she missed the horses. Elena laughed softly and asked what horses, thinking it was imagination. Lily described them in extraordinary detail, their names, their colors, the stable that smelled like hay and rain. Then she said, very matter-of-factly, that Daddy had given the house away when Mommy got sick and that he didn't like to talk about it because it made him sad. Elena sat very still for a long time after Lily wandered off to find her crayons. She didn't confront Marcus immediately. Instead, she began paying a different kind of attention. She noticed the way restaurant owners greeted him with quiet deference when they occasionally went out. She noticed the private phone calls taken behind closed doors, the careful, deliberate way he managed their household accounts, not like someone scraping by, but like someone choosing simplicity with intention. She noticed the way his eyes sometimes drifted when he thought no one was watching, carrying the weight of something enormous and carefully concealed. When she finally asked him directly one rainy Tuesday night, sitting across from him at their small kitchen table, Marcus didn't deflect. He looked at her for a long, honest moment, and then he told her everything. The inherited technology empire. The billions managed quietly through a foundation and a team of trusted lawyers. The decision, after his wife's death, to step away from all of it and raise Lily in something that felt real, away from boardrooms and security details and a world where no one ever looked at him without calculating something. He had wanted to be seen as a man first. Just a man. And he had been so certain that if Elena had known the truth at the beginning, she would have married the money, not the person. He had needed to know the difference mattered to her. Elena didn't speak for a long time. And when she did, she didn't talk about money at all. She asked him why he had paid off her mother's mortgage 3 months ago without telling her. She had assumed it was a loan from a distant relative her mother had quietly arranged. Marcus looked down at his coffee cup and said simply that her mother had been kind to Lily and that kindness deserved kindness in return. That was all. No grand gesture. No expectation of credit. That was the moment Elena understood that she had not married a broke single father. She had married a man who had chosen, deliberately and at great personal cost, to live as someone worthy of being loved for exactly who he was. And somewhere between the grocery coupons and the crayon drawings and the 3 a.m. hospital waiting room, she had fallen completely and quietly in love with exactly that person. They renewed their vows 6 months later, not in a grand ceremony, but in her mother's backyard, with Lily scattering flower petals and laughing at the butterflies. Elena wore a simple white dress. Marcus cried before she even reached him. If this story moved something inside you, if it reminded you that real love hides in ordinary moments, that generosity doesn't always announce itself, and that the people who choose humility over power are often the most extraordinary ones in the room, please like this video, share it with someone you love, and let us know in the comments what part of this story stayed with you. And before we close, we have a special request for you. Drop the word kindness in the comments below if this story touched your heart. Let's fill the comments section with something beautiful today, ***. Because in a world that moves too fast and asks too much, sometimes the most radical thing we can do is slow down, choose decency, and love someone for exactly who they are, worn out shoes, crayon drawings, and all.